I don't know how many years I've done this now, but it never gets any less weird starting the video just looking at myself in a Streamlabs preview. But yeah, here to talk about my 2023, give a little retrospective. Very weird year for me, but yeah, I'll just get right into it. So, start of the year, or I guess, depending on how you view it, end of last year, my contract with TL was up. I knew kind of what they were doing with their, you know, TLCK project, like people like to call it, whatever. And we both kind of mutually agreed I would not be um, too helpful, nor would I like really enjoy being in that environment most likely because they'd be speaking Korean and I don't understand Korean. So that I fielded offers from some teams privately. Ended up deciding to go with EG. Liked the roster the most, liked their vision the most. So yeah, joined EG and was there for spring split and was not there for summer split. And I'll get into that now, I guess. I mean, where to start? I guess the first thing I'll say is to all the people who say stuff like they have no regrets or whatnot, it's really shocking to me. Maybe it's just a me thing, but I don't think I've ever really come out of many, big situations or big events, I don't even know what descriptor to use, but like for almost everything I do, it's hard not to come away with some regrets about things that you maybe could have done better, and some of them are full hindsight Andy stuff, but even then, like I feel regret about like stuff that I feel like I maybe could have been able to see in the moment if I'd done something different and whatnot, even though it's not always realistic. But as far as my time on EG and Spring Split goes, I have a ton of regrets, and a lot of those, unlike some of the ones in past splits or past year tournaments, are things that I think I could have I had the agency to really fix myself. I don't think I did a good enough job of taking care of my health, and that really bled into a lot of my day to day at EG. I also think I at times was too assertive, and at times I was not assertive enough. I really underestimated how difficult it would be to adjust to a brand new environment. I really took for granted some of the things that the management and the players really helped me out with during my time at TL, my 2 years at TL, and overall was just very unhappy with my output in Spring Split. Not gonna get into too many details. The one thing I'll kind of give myself, the one excuse I'll really allow myself about my Spring Split output was the whole COVID stuff. I really think that was a huge kind of wrench in our ability to perform up to what our roster was perceived to be. A lot of people ranked us top 1, 2, 3 roster going into the split. I think on paper that 100% should have been true. I think with the added kind of knowledge that I have of knowing what was going on behind the scenes, I still think we underperformed relative to what we should have done with the talent on the team, even though there were certainly some kind of like communication and meshing issues across our roster that I don't think would have been easily solved, even with an extra split and even with me doing some more. But I do think COVID was like a huge reason that things went as poorly as they did. We were basically top 2 in the regular season, contesting C9 the entire split up until COVID hit, and I don't think we won like a single game across like 2 or 3 weeks. And especially for me, it was my first time getting COVID, and on top of that, I wasn't even before the COVID hit, I wasn't particularly healthy, which is something that I've worked on in my time off in summer split, thankfully. But yeah, the whole situation just kind of sucked. Um, yeah, to reiterate, like I have so many regrets about things I could have done better, and after spring split, myself as well as a lot of other staff and a lot of the existing roster basically got the axe due to funding. And on the short notice, I was not able to find a team that I felt like I would be able to meaningfully contribute towards in summer split. So for summer split, I did some individual coaching, and I played in a amateur league called Low Budget LCS with some friends. Ended up winning the highest division there. It was honestly really enjoyable to kind of be a player again. Um, yeah, I played the game a lot, even when I was at Riot, when I first started at Riot, which is over 5 years ago now. Holy crap, that is crazy to think about. But ever since I joined Riot, I wasn't really like a player on like a competitive team. I didn't scrim or anything. Um, so it was fun just like scrimming again, playing with friends that I've played games with for a long time, but haven't played on a team with. Some ever, and some not for a very long time because I've been so detached from my actual playing days. And yeah, I wasn't like a super like the highest ranked players, like low GM, like basically like diamond to GM kind of like skill bracket, some a little bit below that, but it was some of the most fun I've had playing League or just interacting with League in a long time. Just being out of the technically, like when you're spectating, you're in the server, you're not out of the server. But it's just so different being the one playing and kind of reviewing and adjusting and seeing the improvement. As a team, as one of the players instead of one of the coaches. It's not to say I don't enjoy coaching, but it really kind of refreshed a lot of my perspectives and my kind of just like reaffirmed and just refreshed a lot of concepts that I try to bring to players when I'm coaching. So that's mainly what I've been up to. Obviously, it wasn't like a huge thing, so there's no money in that. I've been, and I still am doing private coaching again. Didn't make like a big announcement about it or anything, but yeah, I've been coaching for it's just 4 or 5 months now. I took a little break to kind of fix and really like seriously kind of attack some of the health issues I've been having. That they've really been present since COVID, honestly, in 2020. But I'm just really bad at actually being responsible, I guess, when it comes to like fixing health issues. And so yeah, just really took it easy for a couple months. I'm still, not super grinding. Like the nice thing about private coaching is that I get to pick my hours. I get to choose how many sessions I want to do in a week or in a day or whatnot. And I've enjoyed the change of pace, but I am also looking for a team for 2024. If that's not on the table, then I'm likely looking at a return to Riot as soon as there's a position available for me, assuming I get through interviews. And in the meantime, probably just continuing to do private coaching and maybe starting to stream again as well. I recently upgraded my PC because my old PC wasn't good enough to stream. I had already been thinking about streaming, a couple months ago when I started coaching again, but it took some time to kind of get everything set up, and I kind of realized I enjoyed not being like in the spotlight, I guess. I mean, it's not like I was super in the spotlight. I was just, an assistant coach on the LCS teams. I didn't really have to do a lot of interviews or whatnot, but it was just kind of nice just being really like fully away from the public, not have to worry about anything, and just being me, talking to people about League of Legends, playing League of Legends, and enjoying life. It's something that I haven't really had a lot of time to do in the last almost 3 years since I started coaching in 2021. Coaching is, I'm sure I've said this in the videos in the last couple of years when I've made these retrospectives, but it's an exhausting job. I think it's more exhausting than playing if you're trying to be top of your craft. There's just so much to manage when coaching. It's not to say playing is easy. I think playing is also incredibly difficult if you're trying to be at the top of your craft. Um, but I'd say the one benefit of playing is that if you have good staff behind you, you should only really have to focus on the game. And obviously, like how you like your game, it's dictated a little bit by it's dictated a lot by your team and your environment as well. But at least it isn't your like job to like fix the environment or whatnot, right? Like you should have staff um, trying to handle a lot of that for you. And at the end of the day, you just have to come in, work hard, and be a good teammate, which is, and obviously stay at a high level of playing, which is also difficult too. But um, I digress. They're both very difficult. Coaching is very exhausting, and it was nice to have a break. But I am also excited to kind of get back into it. I have been watching Worlds. I always enjoy watching Worlds. Also really enjoyed being a part of Worlds the one time I was. But yeah, like I still love League. I still love talking about League. And, as long as it's paying the bills, I want to stay a part of the scene in any way, shape, or form, whether that's coaching, playing, or going back to Riot. I'm not really sure what 2024 will hold, but I've gained a lot of perspective from this year, much more so even than other years because of kind of like the weird circumstances of doing one split, being in a new environment in that one split, and then taking time off to kind of reflect and also get to be a fan and observe without bias for the first time in a long time. I worked for basically 5 straight splits. Might not sound like a lot, when I compare it to some the careers that other coaches or players have had. It doesn't sound like a lot, but when you're the one living it, it feels like a hell of a long time. So that's really all I had to say. If anyone seeing this is interested in getting coaching, I'll probably leave my Metafy link there. You could also just join my Discord and DM me. I do plenty of sessions not through Metafy as well. If I don't end up getting onto a team that I want to work with or going back to Riot, I'll probably just expand to more sites and also be a lot more active in coaching, like privately. Like I'll do a lot more sessions. So if you're ever interested in getting a session, if you're still following me from the 2016 2017 days when I was doing that as my main source of income, now's your chance. So yeah, to everybody who's watching this, who's still around from the old days, I'm not sure if I'm gonna post all of the sessions like I used to do. I didn't post all of them back then, but I posted most of them to YouTube. I'm not sure yet. I have a decent amount of them recorded. I can't give you a really good reason why I haven't yet. A part of me, I guess, is a little bit uncomfortable of like posting them again after so long away. But if I don't end up working with a team, I'll probably get over it and start posting them again come 2024. As far as streaming goes, I'll give it a shot. Once again, I think I'll do a little bit before 2024 rolls around. I am going to be traveling a bit, and I still have some final like checkups and like appointments to get through. But when I'm free, I'll try to get some streams in. I'm a bit washed up, definitely from the last time I was actively streaming, which was 6 years ago. My God, that just sounds crazy to say, but I'll do my best. I'll do my best. So yeah, that's all I had to say. Been a very weird year. Looking forward to watching finals. A little bit sad I can't be there in person like I was last year, but rooting for T1. Hoping it'll be a good series. And once again, to everybody watching this who made it to the end, thanks for the support as always, and looking forward to a good 2024.